Hey folks, welcome back to TTSMC Trader. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool. If you can hear me, if everything is good, please let me know that. I can see Tamim is over here. Hey Tamim, good morning, sir. How are you? And please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new. Before going furthermore, please let me know first if you guys can hear me. The voice is good, the chart is good, there is no problem. Anything? Alhamdulillah, good. MashaAllah. Why at the beginning of your comment there is X and A or some kind of some kind something. I don't know what is that. Like here X. Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah. You write it in Alhamdulillah, but it was something like here. See how does it look like? Oh, but it's okay. Can you hear me, Tamimi? Yeah, you can of course hear me. Otherwise, how can you reply me? So this is the calendar for this week, and of course we have the non-farm payroll. Yesterday was not a good day for me, by the way. Today's Tuesday. We have Jolt's job opening around 10 a.m. I don't think so there will be any volatility around that area. So I will try to go for any kind of trade before 10 a.m. If there is any sort of entry opportunity, of course I'll go for that. You're so young to have glasses. Oh man, you see here, like you can see here, there is an okay at the beginning. Oh, okay, that's translate or something like that. Boom the attitude to the mail again. Okay, so the meaning is good morning, Titu. How are you, my friend? But if I bring my cursor over here, it seems like bom dia, Titu. Tudo bem, meu amigo? Muito obrigado, senhor. Isto bem, obrigado, senhor. So it's actually translating. That's cool, man. It's just translating. But it was over there. How are you, Jamil? How is your trading going on, man? Let me know that. I will try to go for any kind of trade before 10 a.m. If there is any opportunity, of course, I'll go for that. So I'm just not going to give the highest priority to this folder, this news actually, which is a medium impact news. I don't think so. There will be an impact on the market by this news. I have never seen actually. So if there is any opportunity, I'll of course go for that. Please, guys, don't forget to push the like button when you are joining. 24 people are watching so far. Make sure all you have push the like button. This is the all I am asking for you guys. This is the daily chart for Nasdaq. And as you can see here, yesterday's candle has closed over here. This is that minus 1.5 standard deviation I have found from the lowest body to highest body over here to this breaker block area. So as long as this market is not going to close above this line, I'm not going to predict that this market is going to go for minus 2.5 standard deviation. Still, this is a good level for me for the reversal. That means this market can simply reverse from this line and can come here somewhere to trade to the discounted area before going higher again. I'm overall bullish, but I need some sort of reaction from this line, which is minus 1.5 standard deviation, according to my logic over here. This two line is the weekly TGIF line. So this two line is still valid, even though it has already done its job from minus, 20% level of the weekly candle. I highly appreciate if this market can touch this lower line, which is 30% of the previous week candle. I highly appreciate if it can touch this line. However, today is also Tuesday, which is called the manipulation day. So if the market take the previous day high, it will go for the previous day low. If the market took the previous day low, then it will target the previous day high, something like that. Okay. So at first I'm believing this market will fall and take previous day previous day low. It will trade this line. And more importantly, if it can fall for any of this cordon level of that specific week, that is the best case of scenario. I don't think so that will be there will be any kind of volatility to reach to send the market from here to until that area. But still, until this line, I'm still interested to see can the market fall and come over here. Yesterday I was bearish. Today also I'm bearish. According to the higher time frame premises over here or analysis from my higher time frame, I can't look for the buy. This is extremely bullish market. I will be bullish until October or September. But for now, as long as the body is not going to close above this line from the daily chart, I can't look for the buy. So I need to see a body close above this line to find out the bullishness again for this market until minus 2.5 standard deviation. So yeah, yesterday I was bearish, market was bullish. Not only bullish, it was like something like untradable for me around the morning session, of course. If it happens today as well, that means market is going higher as well. Today I will be wrong as well. And tomorrow I'll start to look for buy run if the body close above this line by today's candle. So today's candle has closed above this line. I'll start to look for the buy from tomorrow. However, this weak quadrant level, I'm interested to mark that for your understanding. It has traded the lower quadrant of that specific week from the daily chart. The lower quadrant has been traded around 9:30 open. It can go one more time until the 50% before falling. It is also acceptable. So I'll keep that line over here just to make sure that when it is going higher, it is going higher to trade this specific line, which is the 50% of that specific week. So there will be just a line around that area. I'll just mark it with a blue line and I'll make it dashed. So I'll dotted line. Okay. So I'll know that this is the CE of that week. Coming back to hourly chart. So far you can see here, this is yesterday's price action. First market fall, failed to take the liquidity here, this low and that low. They're the relatively equal lows. So far, this sell side liquidity is my highest interest to see this market is going to take. This sell side liquidity over here. If it is overzealous, of course, it can come for this sell side liquidity over here. By now, I'm not interested about this sell side liquidity over here, which is the extreme sell side liquidity. It can leave this sell side liquidity open like that way. Instead of that, it can simply take this sell side liquidity, work with this bullish parabolic cap over here, and then start to go higher again. However, market went higher. Yesterday's PM session, AM session, both of the session market sent it higher, cleared all the buy side liquidity again one more time, didn't leave not even a single buy side liquidity over here, then fall dramatically and stop over here. That would be awesome if it could take this liquidity before the market open. That would be awesome. But it didn't do that. Instead of that, build this sell side liquidity zone. The zone has now been very, very, very strong. 99% people are believing that this zone can't be broken. It's something is unbreakable. Okay, nobody can break this zone. As well as this market is extremely bullish market, so I believe that a lot of the people are thinking this is a beautiful bullish market and beautiful support zone over here, and market is going to respect this support zone. It is not going to be broken. Market will keep going higher. Of course it can do that. There is nothing wrong if it really would love to do that, but I don't think so. This market will do that. Instead of that, it will fall and take this sell side liquidity. As you can see here, when this market went higher, like to this specific leg over here, market came to the deep discounted area. That is a confirmation that market is going to go for this sell side liquidity. So until yesterday, I had sorry until this low came here, I had no way to look for the quadrant level. So yesterday, if you guys remember, I was not looking for any sort of quadrant level or the daily range. Okay, dealing range, not daily range, dealing range. I was not talking about any sort of dealing range. Even Sharda, when he was saying that I'm looking for the dealing range, I didn't reply him. Just I didn't reply him because I had no dealing range over here. Simply no dealing range around that area. But today I have the dealing range. In this dealing range, this is the low which I'm interested to see, and the high which I'm interested to see over here. Market fall came to the deep discounted area or the lowest dealing range over here, failed to clear this liquidity, confirmed that I'm going to take this sell side liquidity. When it is happening, can this market go higher and trade this line? Of course it can do that because it didn't leave any buy side liquidity over here. So if it really would love to trade this line, I have no problem with that. But after trading this lower dealing range, I am not going to accept this market to clear this high before clearing this low, and just below this low, this is the sell side liquidity. So when this low is been cleared, I'm done for the sell move. But as the sell side liquidity are just below this low, I prefer this liquidity to be taken. However, when this market fall here, confirmed that I'm going to fall and take this sell side liquidity, I need to look for this high and that low and the dealing range. So here, when this dealing range appeared on the chart around here, and I need to look for the 6 on 8 level. I'm not the first thing I need to see. the body close below this 6 on 8 level. When this market is going to close below this 6 on 8 level, I'm overconfident this market is going to fall and take this sell side liquidity, because when this dealing range has confirmed that, I'm going to go for this sell side liquidity by coming around that area. When it has already confirmed, I'm going for this sell side liquidity, and the new dealing range has appeared on this chart. This is the high, this is the low, and then market started to go higher. I prefer this market to break this line over here. Okay, I'm saying it in a wrong way. Sorry, it should not be like that way. It should be in a opposite way. So here to here, and I prefer this market to be respected from this line, which is 6 on 8 level. That should be the maximum line. Fake breakout is acceptable. That means one candle has closed above the 6 on 8 level. That is acceptable. And after that, market should keep falling toward that sell side liquidity. And what I was saying, it should be actually from here to here in a different way. Like I have to opposite way, like this way. And in this type of case, I need to see the body to close below this line, which is in this specific dealing range. So if the market can close below this line, I'm more than happy to think about a sell for this sell side liquidity. I don't need to wait for this candle to close below this line. I can simply expect this market to come maximum to this line, which is respecting this last parallel gap of the hourly gap. And then it will start to fall for this sell side liquidity. By predicting that this market eventually is going to close below this 6 on 8 level. I know that this is a bit confusing, so I'm going to go through this slide, this thing one more time, because I also messed up here. So I'm going to go through this one more time from the beginning, okay? And I'm just going to use a clean chart. That will be easier for all of you to understand what I'm saying. In this area, I had no dealing range as long as this is the sell side liquidity. Okay, so that is the sell side liquidity. I had no dealing range as long as this leg was not on the chart. So when this leg appeared on the chart over here, that leg, now I'm interested to look for the dealing range. This is the low of the dealing range. This is the high of the dealing range. And I'm going to go for the quadrant level. First thing I want to see this market to come and touch this line over here. If it can touch this line when it is reversing, when it will touch this line, it doesn't need to close below this line. It doesn't need to like weak or nothing. It just need to touch this lower dealing range, the lower line, to confirm that I'm going to fall and take this sell side liquidity over here. After getting the confirmation over here to this specific dealing range, just measure it. Pretend this is the grandfather. Okay, so this is the grandparents. They're going to decide what the market is reaching for this sell side liquidity by coming here. When I've seen this, I'm now confident this market is going to go for this sell side liquidity. Of course, it can simply fall, take this sell side liquidity. I'll miss the trade. If it starts to reverse from here, I will start to look for that high to that low, and I'm going to mark it in that way. So this high to that low, and I prefer this market to respect the 6 on 8 level maximum. So as you can see here, the 6 on 8 level has been broken over here by one candle. The very next candle has closed below this line. Fake breakout is acceptable, as well as I have the last parallel gap from the hourly chart. So this is the last parallel gap from the hourly chart. It has traded this hourly last parallel gap. That is also good to know that, okay, perfectly it has traded that hourly gap. Now can it fall for this sell side liquidity? Only thing I need to confirm my target is going to be hitted just the last dealing range. This is the parents, grandparents, parents, and here's the children. So I need the decision to take by the children. So if the body can close below this line, not the fake breakout like here it has done the fake breakout. I am not interested to see this type of fake breakout. Instead of that, I want to see a clear fall and close below this line. The very next candle should not close above this line. If it starts to respect any of these two line, maybe it will go higher and take this high. That's going to be break everything to me. So I will be wrong to my bias again. So for me to see that this market to close below this line with speed, like there will be so much speed, and then market will go for that sell side liquidity, to take the sell side liquidity according to this parents dealing range. However, if I'm wrong over here and market is extremely bullish, I will do nothing over here. I'm not interested to take any sort of trade over here as long as this market is not going to take this sell side liquidity, or it is not going to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation from the daily chart. So here, this is the range I'm watching. Can the market close below this line? I don't need to wait for this market to close below this line to take a trade. Instead of that, when it is respecting this hourly gap, which is aligned with the 50% of that daily week, the 50%, remember, inside this hourly gap, when it will come to this 50%, if it come around 9:30 open, and then there is a selling opportunity below the CE of this hourly last fair value gap, I prefer to take the sell from here until any of these two line, because it is confirmed that if there is a selling opportunity from there, it will come at least until any of these two line. So I'll try to take some partial over here, or maybe I'll close the trade over there. And then if it keep falling, maybe I'll let the runner to go until this sell side liquidity, because I can be wrong. Simply, this market can simply come over here and then can keep going higher. It can do that. So I don't need this sell side liquidity over here, because you can see here the range from here to here is 145 handle. Out of this 145 handle, maybe I got 50 handle, just 50 handle. Okay, three one third of this whole range, one third, that's more than enough for being profitable. So I'll try to catch that profit from this specific fall until any of these two line, and then I will decide by the candle close how this candle is going to close, above this line or they are going to be respected, market is going higher. What is going to happen, I'll just take the decision depending on that candle situation. Going back to micro mini chart over here, going to go back to 15-minute chart. As you can see over here, this market is extremely like sideways, high low, high low. All of these things is happening. Okay, and from 15-minute chart, it is disaster. Like this market is simply like look like disaster from 15-minute chart. To be honest, today I'm watching only the hourly chart. Okay, let me actually show you that. So around that area, this is how I set up my other chart. Here is the 15-minute chart, and on my right hand side here is the hourly chart. You can see over here. Later I actually moved it to the 4-hour chart just to get something over, like, like something beautiful. If I can find something beautiful from 4-hour chart, I'll just move it to 4-hour chart later, not now. Around the 9:30 open, I really would love to see if it can build any sort of sell side liquidity from the 15-minute chart. I'm just watching it. So later I will move it to 4-hour chart, and this is how I'm watching. This is the ES chart on my bottom right bottom. This is YM chart. Here the E-mini chart, hourly chart, and here is the 50-minute chart for now. That is all I'm watching over here. And yeah, so I'll go back to 1-minute chart, and from the 1-minute chart over here, that was the price action around the morning session yesterday. Disaster. I love this type of price action. This is really good price action, but this is disaster where the PDRS doesn't respect at all around here. So that's why I was saying that the morning session price action was not good to me. It doesn't look like good to me, because I prefer to see this type of beautiful, clean price action. Like they will respect the PDRA and they will move toward the liquidity. I love to see this type of price action instead of that type of price action where it is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because I'm not able to hold my stop loss, or I would not be able to trail my stop loss in this type of price action. However, let's see how this market is going to work today. Yesterday was not a good day for me. I'll see if I can find something good today. And this hourly gap and this dotted line over here is my last line for the market to go higher. So if it really would love to keep going higher, I prefer this market to go until this dotted line before falling again. Around 9:30 open, I'll see how it is going to work over here. And this is really so disaster price action so far. And I can see that this market is respecting this gap over here. So let me mark this gap from 1-minute chart. That is that gap. That is so far is respecting. Below this gap, I have this sell side liquidity over here. I'm gonna mark that sell side liquidity around that area. And I have some sell side liquidity around here. I'll just mark them later. But for now, this sell side liquidity is good to look for. And can the market go higher? Trade this dotted line and then fall. Okay, I'm good. I have been trading ES. I'm testing my entry model on ES. Congratulations for your new observation. Welcome to your new observation. Hey Sharada, good evening, brother. JC Posada, good morning, brother. Who else is here? Bin, good morning, brother. Please, guys, don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if any of you are new. By the way, I have just some second left before leaving this area. I would love to talk about a bit about the Apex funding account. They have the activation fees, no activation fees. You can see the box over here with activation fees, no activation fees. So they have actually introduced no activation fees over here. If any of you are interested about that, please make sure that you have used the code T2T. They have also the activation fees with the activation fees and without the activation fees. I'll just talk about that later. For now, I need to see the market. So I'll just go back over here to my chart and let me see where is the okay. There is no new day opening gap. This is the candle close yesterday. This is candle open. So simply zero opening gap over here. If it fall like that way, man, it's nearly impossible for me to trade. Hey Jency, good morning, brother. Edith, good morning. Kindly don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. Kindly, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel. Good morning, Suzivan. Typhonium, bom dia, brother. How are you? I'm cool, man. Thanks for asking. Bom dia. Muito bem. Sorry. Tudo bem? Thanks for yesterday's giveaway. No worries, man. I hope you'll be able to make a payout from that account. I'll be very happy to see your payout, brother. Suzivan, good morning, brother. Dora, good morning. And thanks for the penguin, sis. Hey, Gurdev, good morning. What was that? That candle? If it keep falling, I'm not going to touch this chart, okay? Unfortunately. So I'll let this fall to go without touching it. Good morning, Trader Cops. Please make sure that you have opened your 15-minute or hourly chart. On my left hand side, I'm watching the hourly chart and the 15-minute chart as well. Also, I'm seeing the what to say, I mean the ES is extremely bullish. Uh, YM is bullish. Just this guy is bearish. This NQ is bearish. Day by day, this is it's making trading so hard. I'm going to mark this gap over here. I think it is going to work, but I can't take the sell over here, unfortunately. If any of you would love to take the sell, please go for it. I'm just watching it. I'll miss it, but I can't just simply take the sell over here. Come on, man. Good morning, Ellie. How are you, sister? What is this price action? Come on. If I don't find any trade, I'm not going to take any trade. But this type of scenario, I really don't want to took any kind of trade around that area. 33 on 7. Yes, look bullish. 10 a.m. news. Yeah, that is a medium impact news. So I don't think so that news will have anything to do with this market. Yes, look bullish. Yeah, I can see the yes is bullish. What should I do in this type of shit market? Guys, if you find any trading opportunity, please go for it. Okay. I'm just watching. I just can't enter over here. Even if it keep falling, I think I'll miss this trade. And it's absolutely perfectly good with me. 3430 is the 1 hour last favorable gap high. 3430. 3430. Sell market line 3430. Okay. I'll just keep a line over there. 3430. Okay. It's 330. Where is 430? 430. And there is the line. Let's see. What is your bias today? I was bearish, brother. But unfortunately, the way this market is falling, I'm not able to enter over here. I'm bearish until this sell side liquidity to 3266. But the way it is falling, like from this gap and this all is like untradable for me. I want to see London high taken first and then go lower to the relatively equal lows 3265, but it will continue dumping, no trade. Yep. I mean, if it keep falling like this way, I will not frame any trade. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't frame any trade. So I'll wait to see if the market can provide me something. Something. So far, there is nothing for me. London highs are taken. Okay. London highs are taken. I don't look for the London or high or London low. You guys know that. So I really don't know if it's been taken or not. I'm just watching. I am not entering any kind of trade right now. We'll wait. I'm also observing my indicator actually. So my indicator is taking some entries automatically. I just need to test my indicator. Okay. So on my one of my site, my indicator is actually doing its own trading. It's a bot type trading. So it's just pushing the button it's by itself and just doing all of these things. So far it has taken two trades. So it came to the hourly last gap. I don't think so. It's going to stop the market. The market will keep falling. Do we need to attention session highs and lows instead sell side liquidity and buy side? I don't look for them, Chatur. But of course, if you are interested, you can go for that. I don't look for them. On our last fair gap hit now. Yeah, let's see if it can inverse a bit. So far, it has cleared the liquidity. There is no liquidity left. Needs some sort of reaction. If you guys find any trading opportunity, please share it with us. Okay. Even the volatility is huge. 45 handle. Okay. First presented fair value gap was the business today. Yeah, the business today, the first presented gap, I can see it. But brother, after seeing this beautiful candle respecting here, I was not brave enough to go for the trade from this first presented fair value gap. Also, I didn't have any kind of entry opportunities after seeing this high to build the relatively equal highs over here. So it was kind of like tough decision was me for me. Yep, beautiful reaction. I'm not interested to take this buy as well. If you guys really interested to take the buy, please go for it. This is the 15-minute chart looks like so far. And I don't know how you guys are watching it, but I'm seeing it like fully chaos over here. Fully chaos. This is the 50-minute last gap, which is aligned with the 50% of that daily week. See this gap, last gap over here. So can the market come over here before falling again? Or does it really would love to fall from this first presented gap again? I'm not interested to enter over here for any kind of trade right now. If I go to the hourly chart, this is the hourly candle or candles. You can see one, two, last three candles. Just look at them. They're not moving anywhere. So if you ask me to frame a trade over here, I'll just say, man, this is my hand. I'm just waiting. I'm just not able to enter over here in any sort of entries, anyhow, buy anyhow. So I'm just waiting. If it can provide me something good, maybe I'll be able to enter. Otherwise, I have to wait. I'm missing the trade. I'm absolutely okay with that. Yesterday was not a good day for me. So today I'll be very careful about my entries. What happened to these candles? Where are they? Yeah, they're not over there. Anybody is watching this like that way? There's some candles are missing. NQ is dancing between 1 hour bullish last fair value gap and 1 hour bearish last fair value gap. Thank you, brother, for saying that. Also, more confidence for me not to go for any kind of trade as long as it's not going to determine its bias. So if it keep dancing, I'll keep letting it go. And market has just opened 24, 29 minute. So I'm not in rush to go for a trade right now. Who is in a trade right now? Who is in a buy right now? Who is in a sell right now? Make sure that you have opened your hourly chart, at least the hourly chart for today, because 15-minute chart is little messed up. So make sure your hourly chart is opened and you are watching the candles from your hourly chart before taking any sort of decision. The volatility is huge over here. You see from here, around here to here, it's near about 50 handle. So just make sure you're not taking any decisions just because of the candles. It's just simply fall, going higher, bounce back. Hey Riday, you are bullish. I'm in buy from 475, 475, 475. Okay, so you took the buy from here. Of course, I believe that team you have already taken some partial, brother. I believe that. Don't don't make me frustrated. Take some partial, brother. You are bullish. Target is 583. 583. What is 583? 583. 583 is here. So you're going to target this high, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. This high or somewhere. Best of luck, brother. I hope you will get the boom. Make sure you have taken some partial. Sunny, why are you laughing, man? Took the reaction, beauty, 942 entry, 15 second. I'm out, 35 to 9. Welcome back, Jaid. Welcome back, brother. Happy to see your comment again. I didn't get any trade. I'm bearish, only bearish, but still I don't have any entry opportunity. Like pushing button from here, it's absolutely gambling to me. I didn't push the button from here. Actually, my indicator took, but I didn't. My indicator took a trade around here, around this area. But however, I for me, still there is no trade. I'm seeing that my indicator is better than me. How is this even possible? It's a bot trading though. Still, I have to fix a lot of things. It has taken two trades. One is boom, one is loss so far for today. I would love to come back to hourly chart one more time. And from the hourly chart, the thing I told you about the children, if you guys remember, from here to here, this is that 50% 6 on 8 level. I need to see the body close below this level over here because it can be respected. I can be wrong. Market can start to go higher from either to this line or from that line, any of this line. If I are able to take any sort of sell over here, I would either close my trade to the 50% or I would try to take the partial here, would try to hold the trade until 6 on 8 level. For this is children here to here. The grandparents has already told I'm going to fall to take this sell side liquidity. Parents are also respecting the grandparents. This is the children. Sometimes they are not like the children, right? They don't care about anyone. So it's just a bit violent right now, but still I'm gonna let the children to be very behave until this line. Okay, so if it really would love to go higher, it can maximum go until this line, which is this dotted line, 50% of that weekly week 50%, and from 15-minute chart, that is the last parabolic gap. So I'm going to mark the last parabolic gap from 15-minute chart instead of the hourly gap. I'm gonna keep it over there. That is the 50-minute last gap. So I'm gonna let the market maximum to reach until this area before falling again. I'm wrong. This is a bullish market. I'll be wrong. As long as the daily candle is not going to close above this line, which is minus 1.5 standard deviation, I'm not bullish, not even a single day. I'm only bearish. Just bearish. I don't care about anything else. I'm only bearish. So when the market will close from the daily candle above this line, then I'll start to look for the minus 2.5 standard deviation. Until then, I'm only bearish. So market came here, build the buy side liquidity over there. Let's see how it is going to react from there. Children should need to understand their behavior. So I'm gonna teach them how to behave after reaching over here around that area. Now, if it reverse from there and start to fall, take this all sell side liquidity, I won't be able to enter over here. After seeing this beautiful buy side liquidity left over there, I'm not able to take any sort of sell. You are good to go for the sell if you find any selling opportunity. I need to see this market to work like this way. Then I will try to enter over here. Exactly, if it happens, I'll try to go for the trade. By the way, this low doesn't need to come over here. If it come over there, that is the best case of scenario. Even if it doesn't come over here, that is acceptable. So only this leg is acceptable. Otherwise, all other things need to be exactly the same way. Plan your trade and then trade your plan. If you do something else except this, you're gambling. First, plan your trade, then trade your plan. You're not going to do anything else. This market will be here, you will be here, there will be days to trade. So today is bad day, yesterday is bad day, market is little bad, it's going up and down, let them go. Wait for the next day, the very next day. Don't trade, simply don't take any trade, or maybe try to take some trade. It's a losing trade, be happy with that. I need to see this to fall here. Now I want to see this to go higher until this area. from this specific fair value gap. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I want to see that. If it happens like that way, I'll be able to take the sell. So I want to see this market come from here to until this gap and then come here. Then there will be some sort of selling opportunity from there. And I will try to take that sell over here. I need this market to go higher now, clear this buy side liquidity, trade this line. Instead of that, if it keep falling, I'm not going to touch this market. I'm not going to take any short of sell. So exactly this should happen. Turn your trade, trade your plan. Second partial taken, SL moved in profit 535. Congratulations, boom for you, man. What is it you are using in your indicator, bro? I really don't want to talk about that. I had to show this yesterday because I needed to see it in live. So today I actually opened a new window, a new MT4 actually, not the trading view. On a MT4, I placed that indicator over there. I just don't want to talk about that. Sorry. I hope it is understandable. Of course, ICT strategy, ICT concepts, because that is the only thing I can understand a bit. I wanna see to it work as a beautiful water block now. This is called a small scalping. However, it doesn't need to come exactly over here. It can simply respect it from the low of this last fair cup from 15-minute chart. But if it come over here, that is the best case of scenario to me. So I prefer this market to come over here. Any sort of selling opportunity right now, I'll go for that. Any kind of selling opportunity right now is acceptable for me. As I'm not bullish, so I'm not taking this trade, or I'm not saying that this is gonna be my first trade for today. I'm gonna let this go to wait for the sell. Now I need to see the fall. Okay, not like this way, man. If it fall like that way, I won't be able to trade this market. Like, this is the news candle, acceptable. The news candle is good. But if it fall like that way, I will not trade this market. Simply, I will not touch this market. I won't be able to touch this market if it fall like that way. I need something here for taking the sell, but not like that way, okay? The news candle, just let's see how it is going to react or how it is going to respect from this area. So for me, the way I talked about this market, I want to see to fall from here to come here, then come here. Now it should give me a selling opportunity. If it happens, I'll take that sell over here right now. I'm not bullish anymore. So this is where I'm going to execute my trade. I'm going to leave the plan. For example, it is going higher. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to touch this market anymore. I prefer this high to be the highest high for today. If I miss the fall right now, sell right now because of there is no setup, I'm also going to accept that. And tomorrow it will be cool. Tomorrow we should not trade after the AM session, of course, because we have the NFP this week. So we should not trade after the AM session tomorrow, Leonardo. So be careful with your funded accounts, brother. This V-shaped price action is not easy to trade. I agree with you, Tamim. It's really so difficult to trade. Like here is the V, here is the V. So it's just making the V. Lot of V's over here. This is bullshit, to be honest. I need this market to fall right now from this fair value gap. No 50-minute candle should close above this 50 I mean fair value gap. I need the fall, but if there is no setup, I'm not going to take any trade, okay? Even though I'm expecting this is going to fall. You guys remember the way I showed you here? Like it will come here, then here, then here. Then I need the setup over there. If the setup is over there, like 22 YT model is over here, water block is over there, I'm going to take the sell from that area. If there is no setup and market just keep falling, I'll sacrifice this trade. But I need the fall exactly from here right now. All loss mitigated and now in profit. 30654 is where I want to see. 30654. Okay, it's too far. I'm not interested about that line. But congratulations for your loss mitigation, brother. B trades. And boom for you, man. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not happy to use this as an order block, but if any of you are interested, you guys can try by one or two micro contract, okay? Because it can also work as because this is a new candle. I have to avoid this candle. You guys can try this. I'm just not interested to go with the highest leverage with this order block. So just try one or two micro contract if you're interested. I'm just not confident about this because after this order block, this candle was not convincing for me. This new candle, but still, this is an opportunity. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, make sure that you are going with one or two micro contract maximum, so you're not going to get a huge loss. Small loss is acceptable. I need something good over here. Okay, very clean, good. I need to see this market to fall. However, if you're bullish, please try to take the buy. I'm not bullish anymore. I'm more interested to take the sell. But I just need a beautiful setup. That's all I need. It wouldn't work. I'm going to close it because this news candle doesn't good to me because it has already taken this low. This news candle has taken that low. So this is a low probability. So if I would love to go for that, like one or two micro contract is good. Not more than one or two micro contract maximum. So now see the fall right now and sorry, shift this low. If you do that with a gap, I'll take the sell from that gap. I need a market structure shift or a beautiful order block. So far I don't have any order block. And this one I can't use actually. Can I use? Of course I can use. Okay, perfect. If this market close below this candle by one or two or three candle, that's gonna be my first trade over here for today. Let's see. It will keep going higher. I'll let him go. I'm not going to touch this market. I need this market to fall now. Mm. I'll be back to the bullish again if I see the daily candle has closed above this line. So when it will close above this line, then and only then I'll look for the bullishness. Otherwise, no buy is valid to me. It's an extremely bullish market. I don't think so. Not yet. And if it is bullish, I will have nothing to do. I'll just let them go. I need to see the bear run right now. I don't have any order block here anymore. When this candle has appeared on the chart and the low is inside this gap, I don't have any order block. So my only opportunity is either the 22 YT model or the inversion fair value gap because I have some highs on my left here. So I'm good to go with the inversion fair value gap as well. If this gap has been inversed, that means body has closed below this gap, I'm going to take the sell from this gap. Otherwise, this market structure shift, fair value gap is going to be my selling opportunity. I'm only interested to take the sell. If I'm wrong, this market is bullish, I'll let him go. Not going to touch it. Please check your NQM, not the NQM. NQM doesn't have any kind of wick around that area. Let's wait a bit here then. It's much more cleaner. This guy is just one bull candle and then the look at the bear candle over here. And here the first candle is bear candle, here the first candle is bull candle. Second candle is bull candle, second candle is bear candle. Third candle is bull candle. So far it's also a bull candle over here. Disgusting. When they are going to be correlated again. NQ did not take the 5 6 low, but MNQ did. That is also disgusting scenario where one guy has taken that another guy that it didn't take that. It's really so disgusting price action. All I'm interested to take the sell. If it doesn't fall, I'm not interested to take the buy to this deep premium area. Either it will fall or I will not take any trade. Okay, Jai, from 15-minute chart, last fair value gap, there was a beautiful buy delivery from the 15-second chart. When it fall for that hourly last fair value gap, that was an awesome 22 YT model. I agree with you, brother. Please take the buy. Whoever is thinking this is going higher, so you are bullish, take the buy. I can't take the buy before closing the candle above minus 1.5 standard deviation from daily chart. I am not able to take the buy. As well as I'm seeing this sell side liquidity over here, which is a very strong zone. This sell side liquidity over here, I'm not interested to take any sort of buy. It has to prove that I'm extremely bullish before going higher. Okay, so the way it is doing, like it's going higher, fall, higher, then retracement going to be go maybe higher again. I'm not able to take any sort of buy in this market as long as this is not going to be cleared. So you are very sorry bullish, take the buy. I'm not bullish. I'm not going to take the buy. I'll miss all the buy over here. Not going to regret for that, but not going to take any sort of buy as long as the daily candle is not going to close above the 1.5 standard deviation. NQ did not take the 956 a low, but MNQ did 956 956 low. 956. What is that 956? I don't know what is that. So the 50-minute last gap is going to be broken within 27 second. Bad to see that. Yeah, it's broken. Can I get PDF? What PDF, brother? Please, can I get it? What is that, brother? You're asking for what PDF? 956. 956. Oh, okay. That low is not taken over here. I can see it. I mean, to me, it's a bearish market. Okay, so to be honest, I want to see this market to fall, but the way it is going higher, I'm not able to trade this market. That's all for that. I need this market to fall. I'm not bullish. I can't take the buy. I just need the market to fall. Now it is going higher. What can I do? I have nothing to do. First, it has fallen a bit, small bit, but I was not brave enough to take the sell from this gap after seeing this candle. Now I'm interested to look for the sell, even though this gap has been broken by one candle. If the very next candle close inside this gap or below this gap, that's called the fake breakout. It is also acceptable for me. That last gap is holding the market, but I need this market to fall. I don't give a shit about every anything else. But if the market doesn't fall, I'm not able to trade this market. That's all I know. That I can't take any sort of buy over here as long as the body is not going to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation from the daily chart. So I'm more interested to see how it is going to be reacted and how it is going to be fall from there. So I wanna see how it has traded the weak quadrant level. Okay, it didn't touch the upper quadrant. So far it is respecting the 50%. Good. Now if it kept falling like that way, what I will do over there? Nothing. Simply nothing. I'm not in rush. I'm not going to take any trade. It's not something like I have to take a trade. It's not something like that. Okay. So it's just in this bullish market after seeing at this small bear candle, one, two, three, four bear candle is not going to confirm that this is a bearish market. Maybe this is a bearish market. Maybe this is the setup. I don't know what type of setup, but maybe this is going to fall from there. I'm not able to enter over here. I need something to enter over here. So far, I don't see anything over here to take the sell. Even though I'm looking for sell, I'm not able to take any short of sell right now. So I'm letting this go. And if it keep going higher, I'm not, of course, bullish. I will not take any short of buy in this deep premium area. So I'll wait. That is the best decision for me to wait. I have to wait. You are good to go for any kind of trade if you want. Whoever is interested to take the sell from here, please go for it. For me, still there is nothing, simply nothing. So I can't enter over here, not yet. No swing high, no market structure shift, nothing. This is a bullish market, and there is just like multiple bear candle. That's all I have over here. So nothing else except these bear candles over there. Even though this low is going to be shifted, I won't be able to take any trade because this is relatively equal lows. Below this relatively equal lows, there is a gap that is an unfinished business. So even though I got this market structure shift, there is a high probability it will be respected. Market will go higher again. What I will do in this type of situation, and this is all the low probability to me. So even if it fall, I won't be able to enter. Pure bad luck, pure bad price action. Any of them is happening. Difficult price for me. I'm just, as I told to my weekly analysis video, I just don't know what is going to happen as long as this market is not going to confirm its direction. So when the market will confirm its direction, I'll be confident about my trading. But for now, it's not going to confirm any direction. I don't know. However, guys, if any of you are interested, you guys can try this. Okay, I'm not saying this is a high probability trade. This is a good trade, but this can be the best. I mean, sorry, not last. The first opportunity for this sell. This swing low, which is a not the best swing low, but still that is a swing low. If it shifted with a fair value gap, it can work. Okay, don't over leverage. I'm just not confident about this trade. Okay, simply I'm not confident because this low and that low, they are the relatively equal lows, and below this relatively equal lows, I have this bullish fair value gap. What else can happen? It can simply come over here after clearing this relatively equal lows. It will come over here again. It is also possible. Okay, so make sure you're not, if any of you are interested to go for this trade, you're not over leveraging. That's all I'm asking for. So you have got the market structure shift. This is the gap so far. I have this gap to take the sell so far. Okay, and stop loss is here. Target just this low. If it make another gap over here, that's gonna be the entry gap to take the sell, which is over here. If it make it, so if it make this gap, then entry will be from here. Stop loss is going to cover the high, and the trade is gonna be until, just keep it like that way. Again, I'm not saying this is an high probable trade, but in my opinion, this is an opportunity to go for the trade. So this is the game of the probability. It's up to you guys how you are going to decide to take the trade. Let's see if it can come over here. And if it doesn't give me the entry, if it keep falling, I will have nothing to do. Simply, I have nothing to do. I'm not interested to chase this market. I'll just let this market to go without me. I'm cool with that. Okay. I don't understand why you're framing bear trades when the market is bullish. Can you explain, brother? I think you're late. Gigglehart, you are late. I've already explained. This all has been explained that this market will come here, then it will come at least over here. This is also acceptable, fake breakout, and then the market will fall. The way I told it, it just worked here. This small price action was just bit above of my understanding over here, just bit above my understanding. But everything else, we have been already talked about that. So to me, it's not a bullish market, it's a bearish market. We have predicted where the market can maximum come. From the daily chart, this is the line, which is the daily 50%. So if you go to the daily chart, you will still able to see that this market is respecting the 50%. Okay. Yeah, week go a bit higher, but it is respecting the 50% so far from the daily chart. It's not a high opportunity. It was not a high opportunity as long as this candle didn't close below this gap. When it has closed below this gap over here, this two line, it was a high probable selling opportunity. Unfortunately, this market didn't give me the opportunity to take the sell. Unfortunately, it didn't give it. So it's okay also. I mean, this is what it is. I took the sell. Hey Dora, congratulations for your sell. I'm bearish to like you. Market been doing this, then fall faster to take out buyers. That is the disaster thing. You see this setup, and then market didn't tap to this gap. That is really so pathetic. And now it will keep falling. I will just keep missing the trade. I mean, entry opportunity, and I have to accept that. Unfortunately, I have to accept that. Hey Dora, all done for me. Okay, you took that sell and you're profitable already. Congratulations, sister. You took the trade from the inverse gap. Okay. Congratulations, sister, for your boom. I'm out, bro. We'll see you tomorrow. Just trading. See you tomorrow, brother. Previous day high not taken, or this is a short term short. It's a short term short for a small period of time until this low. I'm just watching, can it fall until this low over here. I need to see some sort of liquidity to be taken at first. So this low is my interest to see, can it take this low, and then it has a high probability to go higher again. So it is a short period of fall, not a long term fall. I'm not thinking like that way. It's a long term of fall and market is going to take this sell side liquid. I'm not thinking like that way. I'm just watching, can it take this sell side liquid and start to go higher again. No, that is current gap and the time on time frame from the top. That exercise you gave me has been helping a lot. Thanks, Wizard. Hey, see Shantosh. What exercise? I don't remember what exercise, brother. But if it really helps you, I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to know that. If it really helps you, whatever it is, I don't remember, by the way. Come on, man, take this low. I really can't I mean afford if it fail to take this low. I need to see this low to be taken. I'm just watching the bull run to reach at least until, I mean maximum until this inverse gap. I don't want to see this inverse gap to be broken. Of course, it can do that, but I really would love to. I highly appreciate if it can be respected by inverse gap and keep falling to take this low at least. So it has built relatively equal lows over here. So from there, by covering here, that's gonna be an opportunity. Let's see if it can work like that way. As the sell side liquidity is not taken yet, it needs to take some sort of liquidity at first. To me, this is the only inverse gap in this market so far. Now, if it doesn't tap over here, that is also a bad luck. That means I have also missed the trade. Here, I'm putting my stop loss just here, the 50% of this 50-minute bearish gap, last fair value gap, as well as above the 50% of the daily week. So I wanna see if it can be respected. This market can maximum go until this entry gap. I prefer this market to fall from this inversion fair value gap and then keep falling. Tap to this gap. I wanna see it to keep falling right now. This is going to be disgusting if it doesn't fall and take the sell side liquidity. Maximum line is the 22 YT model entry gap. I'm not watching this breakaway gap over here. I'm just putting my stop loss above the entry fair value gap as it is highly volatile. So 32 handle. Unfortunately, I can't cover the everything over here. So I'm just watching the entry gap maximum until entry gap and then keep falling. Let's see if I'm unlucky and market is going to stop me out. I'm still believing this because it left that sell side liquidity open over here. So it has built relatively equal lows over there. So I want to see this market to fall, trade some sort of area. And also let me see if it has any intention to trade the 50% and the 6 on 8 level. Where is the 6 on 8 level? Yeah, that is the 6 on 8 level. So maximum 6 on 8 level and it will fall again by violating this gap and take this sell side liquidity. Giving the highest value to this gap, which is the 22 YT model entry gap. Of course, I can't enter over here newly. I will have to wait for the word block to take an entry if I really would love to believe this is going to fall. Now, the reason was this low to be taken, market has to take some liquidity. So to me, it was a beautiful sell side liquidity over here, a swing low. And when this market came here and built a relatively equal lows, I was preferring this market to clear this relatively equal lows than to go higher. But if it really keep going higher, bad luck. 50% of that 15-minute last gap has been traded. Come on, man. This is really so tough market. If I had the opportunity, I would cover this breakaway gap, but I don't have the opportunity. Still here, it's 32 handle. So I don't want to cover anything else except this entry gap. If it doesn't work, I have to accept that loss. I want to see a body close to below this candle to make it as a beautiful bearish order block. So body close below this candle is more than enough for me to think that it is going to work. Come on, market. You left this loss liquidity. Come on, take it. From 50-minute chart, this candle has closed above this 50-minute last fair value gap. The very next candle has closed below this 50-minute last fair value gap. That is called the fake breakout. After the fake breakout, it has not only closed below this last fair value gap, but also it has closed below this bullish fair value gap. So I can simply think that it is going to fall now, as the bullish period is also been broken over here. I have a huge liquidity around that area. And if I show you the hourly candle, this is the hourly candle so far. How can I trade this type of candles? So it didn't work. Just wanna see because of my last gap is going to work or not. This is the breakaway gap for the, what to say, for the 22 IT model. If the week did the damage, I'll start to cry, to be honest, brother. Bullshit market. Why did you stop me out? What is that? Is that has been created by ES? Are you kidding me? Is that real candle? Are you guys seeing the same thing here? Like I'm seeing? Let me check from 50. What is this? Man, come on. Is that I'm seeing or are you guys also seeing the same thing from your chart? Or yes? Come on, man. What is that shit? Yes, we are seeing it too, but only on ES, not MES. I think this is something wrong, okay? They will be corrected. I mean, this is what is that? It's absolutely like maybe some mistakes, I guess. No, I don't know what to say. I mean, should I frame any trade over here now? If it happens with ES, all the accounts will be blown. Your stop loss will not going to work over there. What type of market is this? Disgusting market ever. Now this bullish gap will work as a support and it will keep going higher. Good to see. But this type of scenario is really unbelievable for me, at least, because to me it was an high probability to take the sell. For this sell side liquidity, it should fall at least maximum from this breakaway gap. So that could be the maximum line, even though I was not able to cover the breakaway gap by my stop loss. But still, I would love to believe that it should fall from this breakaway gap to take this sell side liquidity. If it doesn't work like that way and keep going higher, unbelievable market. Tough for me to trade. I know this is a bullish market. It has to be bullish, but not like that way. The way it's just building the support and then working for the against the resistance. I'm not happy to see that. I think this gap will work now as a support and it will simply keep going higher. Only ICT can trade this market. For example, it will fall from here. How can I enter over there? The order block, I can look for the order block. Of course, this candle as an order block. Should I believe that? I don't know. I could believe the order block if the breakaway gap is not closed by the body. So the body has closed out this breakaway gap. I can't believe this order block anymore or the setup anymore over here. Where do you wanna go, man? Come on, go somewhere. At least go higher or go lower, but go somewhere. You are just consolidating over here. I have a huge SMT over here. This high has been cleared on ES. This guy didn't clear this high. So does it really would love to fall now? Does it want to work with this gap and would love to go higher? Do something. It seems like it will go higher and take this line over here at first. Because if it really wanted to fall, it could it should not leave I mean close this gap 100%. But again, it can also fall here for this sell side liquidity as well. I have no idea what is going to happen. This ES is extremely bullish. It has no intention to fall, simply going higher. Come on, man, go somewhere. At least go somewhere. Let us trade. Who is in a trade right now? Such a manipulative market today. Yesterday, today, both of these days like highly difficult to trade for me. And I have told that to my weekly analysis. I have no idea what is going to happen. As long as this market is not going to confirm its bias from the daily chart, it's gonna be difficult for me to trade. If you have guys watched that weekly analysis video, you already know that this is gonna be so tough for me to trade as long as the daily chart is not going to confirm its bias. So first the daily chart has to confirm its bias so that I can trade this market easily. This gap has worked as a reclaimed gap. What the hell? See, this ES is moving, but it's not moving at all. That is so frustrating. If the market doesn't move, then it's so frustrating. I can't look for any trade. I can't do, like, there is no way to do anything. Just simply nothing. Let it go. Like, just keep watching, keep watching, keep watching the chart. Without watching, you can't do anything over here. If the market doesn't move at all, like the market is not moving anywhere. So, for example, if it keep going higher, then maybe I would find some opportunity to take a buy for this buy side liquidity. It's simply not moving anywhere. London close is coming, so that is also an inversion time. So does it really would love to fall around the London close? I don't think so. Before even clearing that buy side liquidity now, if it is a bullish market, then this should work as a support, as a order block, supportive order block. Come on, brother, go. I got nothing now. Looks more bullish still. Yes, sir. It seems like a bullish market, as I told. Like it can be worked as a support now because the breakaway gap is broken. But the problem is this market is not moving. I need this market to move away from this area. It's not simply moving because this is the last line for the bearish market. So if really would love to fall, then it should respect from this gap. It has to come to this gap. Then I will start to think about the next move for me. It's simply not moving anywhere. So this is disgusting market. So finally tap to this gap. Let's see if it can break this gap and keep going higher for this buy side liquidity. Last gap also built relatively equal highs or the clean highs. What do you want to do? I still know that some of you are thinking this is a really easy price action, but for me, it's really so tough. Like, what should I do right now? It seems like this market is going higher for this buy side liquidity. Still, that is respecting this last fair value gap. I have already got it, but I need this candle to close above this gap. That will help me to understand that this buy side liquidity is going to be taken. So after clearing this buy side liquidity, maybe I'll be able to look for another opportunity. But if it keep respecting it and just keep doing bouncing, no word to say. I have no idea what to say. Come on, man. I need speed. My bias was bearish today. I'm also wrong today as my bearish bias. Yesterday also bearish. I'm also bearish today. I'm also wrong over here. I'll keep being wrong as long as this market is not going to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation. I'll keep looking for the, sorry, I'll be wrong over there. Let's see if it can take this buy side liquidity right now from this last fair value gap. So from here until this buy side liquidity plus this last gap over here, which is the 673 level from this last fair value gap. Can it work like that way? I'll put it a bit below here. Handle. By inversing this last gap, can it go higher? And there is the relatively equal highs also. Market has built. Nobody should close below the 50% of this gap. It should keep going higher. For this buy side liquidity at first, then for this last pair will come over here, which is 65673. That should be taken for sure. This should be taken for sure, and then wanna see if it can reach until the last pair will come from 1 minute chart. Just don't want to see anybody to close below this line. Body should not close below this line over here. Come on, market, do something. Just don't keep bouncing. It is on. Fuck yes. What are you guys thinking? It will fall now or it will go higher? Help me a bit. Let's see. What is your expectation? Is it going to fall or is it going to go higher? I'm closing. You are closing, brother. At least I got someone who is closing the chart. I'll close around 11:30, brother. Just sold 6 to 6 again. So you took the sell. Depending on what you did take the sell. Paksus, you were saying high. So it's going to go higher. Okay. Overall, I think we are going to be bullish today, but now it's 11 a.m. reversal. Yeah, I just need some low to be taken. Like this low as an obvious low to be taken. Of course, I was not thinking this is going to be taken. I just simply told that. But this also something like needed to be taken. It is what it is. I mean, can it fall for this also liquidity? It's reversal retracement time. Lunch will bring price down. Then PM session will take the backup. That is awesome. If it happens, that is awesome, brother. It doesn't no matter. It will do what it takes to take my stop loss. It always do that, don't you? Today and yesterday, the price is difficult for me because I know that it will be a bullish market until September, October. I keep saying that, but right now, I can't think about the buy. First reason is after seeing this beautiful sell side liquidity here, I can't take any short of buy. No buy is valid to me after seeing this beautiful sell side liquidity over here. This is the first reason not to take the buy, and the second reason is market didn't close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation from the daily chart. So I can't look for the buy. I have to think about the sell. Any of them need to confirm that I'm going to go higher. Either it has to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation to take the buy, or it has to clear the sell side liquidity to take the buy. So those people who are saying that it's a bullish market, it's a bullish market. I'm the one who was saying that this market will be bullish until September or October. Until that area, it will keep making all-time high. But for now, according to the price, I can't think about the buy. I have to think about the sell. There is no way to think about the buy. Unfortunately, okay, this is what it is. So either this market has to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation, or it has to take that sell side liquidity to give me the bullish bias again. I think the hourly is holding the market and it's bullish. Okay. Thank you, brother, for your sorry, for your comment. Only using ICT concepts. Shivag. Bro, you are not using SMC concepts? I'm using SMC concepts, brother. I'm only using SMC concepts, brother. SMC is the concept introduced by ICT. ICT is the name of the guy who has introduced the concept SMC. So SMC concepts and ICT concepts are not different. SMT is the name of the guy who has introduced the SMC concepts. ICT is the name of that guy. Thank you, Sujivan, for for saying that, brother. This is difficult as long as it's not going to confirm where it really would love to go. First, I need to know where it really would love to go, and then I have to go for the trade. I mean, sorry, I have to look for the bias again. I'm not bearish. I'm bullish. Even when ICT was talking about bearishness, I told that I'm bullish. But unfortunately, right now, I have to wait. This is no man's land. The market is around the no man's land. Watch my weekly analysis video. You'll know that all. Only one micro 20-point stop loss. It doesn't matter, man. If one micro conduct 20-point stop loss, don't give a shit. I'm out. All time high in play. Let's see if the all-time high can be in play. So I'm watching this from the institutional order flow entry drill. Can it work and send the market higher? Leave that gap unfilled over here. So from the beginning, even though it didn't clear this low, I really wanted to see this low to be taken. Unfortunately, it didn't take this low. Then market went higher, cleared this relatively equal lows, gave me the market structure shift, fair value gap. Lowest down close body close candle is the order block. Trade this order block. Leave this unfilled gap open. Institutional order flow entry, in my opinion, it should be traded. And then the market should keep going higher for this last fair value gap. Let's see if it works over here or not. I just don't want to see this gap to fill 100%. That's all I don't want to see. Tap to this old last fair value gap. According to the logic, it should not close below the concurrent crossment as it has broken the 50%. This lowest down close body close candle is also the order block. So it can tap to this order block. It can trade the 50% of this order block, but this time it should not break this gap 100%, or it should not something like close below the 50% of this gap. So I'm gonna believe this old last fair value cap as a support again, even though it didn't work over here. This time it should work with the support of this order block until this last fair value cap over here. First thing I need to see the body close above this line so that I can find the order block to trail my stop loss below this order block. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Okay, in in MNQ it's safe. You guys are safe. Okay, if you are trading through MNQ, you are safe so far. But in NQ, if you're trading the NQ, you're done. I believe most of you are trading from MNQ, so you should be safe over there. In my opinion, okay, you should be safe. But if any of you are trading through, okay, guys, I don't think so. It's a trading time. I think it's a quitting trading time. What are they? Oh man, what are they in MNQ? Okay, in in MNQ, you guys are safe. If you are trading through NQ, you're already done. You have this as well in your chart. If you're trading through the MNQ, you should be safe. I still believe it will come to this 1 minute last fair value gap. At least tap to the low. So if it can come over here, the low is 673. The last gap. Okay, it I don't know what is this. Okay, I really don't know what is this. But in MNQ, it's not over there, so you should be safe over here in MNQ. But in NQ, it's something like I just don't know how to explain this two candle. Like it was suddenly boom boom. Yes, I see two. Yesterday high hasn't been taken. Hi T2, do you have video on optimal trade? No, I don't have the optimal trade entry video, brother. I don't use the optimal trade entry, unfortunately. I don't believe in optimal trade entry entries. Trade it's okay. In trading view chart, it's like that. I think they will drop the market the day before NFP. It is also possible, Giggle Heart, but I can't look for the buy as long as the liquidity is not taken or market is not going to close above that minus 1.5 standard deviation. I'm not bullish, not even a single day. I'm only bearish. So if it happens until NFP, I'll be wrong until NFP. So the whole week I'll be wrong. But I need to see this market to fall for that fair value gap. Sorry, that liquidity to be taken at first. As long as it is not happening, I'm only bearish. Like small scalping, like this type of things is acceptable, but for a long period of time, my bias it will be always bearish. As long as the daily candle is not going to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation, or market is not going to clear that sell side liquidity, I am not bullish. I can't look for the bullishness. I'm not still happy to see this market to come here. I need to see this market to come at least to the 50% of this gap. At least the 50% of this gap. Of course, I can be wrong, but still I need to see this market to come at least to the 50% of this gap. This is the 1 minute last fair value gap. So until this red line, which is 3067677, 30677. That was a good trade, by the way. If you're not trading through the NQ. So if you are from MNQ, you should be safe. Hit the line. I hate it when it missed the target for one tick. Come on, man. Hit the dance floor. I think Eagle Heart, my point is clear, sister. I don't know why my point is not clear. I am bullish until September or October. It's not about the price action. It's not about anything. According to the market situation, as I told, this is just a bubble. The bubble is going to be burst. The bubble is going to burst in either September or October. I just don't know when, but it will be bullish until September or October. It's a bullish market. There is no need to look for the short. Those days you are thinking this is going to be short, just avoid those days. For example, the price action right now is telling me it should be bearish. So when it is bullish, it doesn't mean that the whole price action will be bullish from 1 minute chart to until weekly chart. Every single candle will be bullish. It's not something like that. So First of all, from the lower time frame, which is 15-minute chart, hourly chart, something like that, I am bearish for either the sell side liquidity I showed you at the beginning, or the body has to close, the daily body has to close above the minus 1.5 standard deviation to give me the bullishness again. As long as I'm not going to see them, I'm not bullish, I'm not going to take any sort of buy. If you would love to take the buy, you are free to go. I'm not asking any of you, I'm not forcing any of you to think about the buy. I was right every single day until the last week. Now, this week, yesterday and today, I'm wrong. Why? I'm thinking according to the price, it should fall. Let me actually show you that. I think it's making so many confusion because I'm not showing that to you. So I'm going to remove all of them. Here to here, the highest body to the lowest body. And if I go for the standard deviation, you see this minus 1.5 standard deviation over here. This candle, yesterday's candle, failed to close above this line. If it would close above this line, I wouldn't be bearish today. I would be bullish today. How long? Until minus 2.5 standard deviation. So when this candle will close above this line, this market will never fall before touching this minus 2.5 standard deviation, according to my understanding. So as the market didn't close below above this line, I'm not bullish. I'm bearish for a short period of time. How long? My maximum fall is until the quadrant level, any of this quadrant level of that week. That is my maximum fall. Of course, it can take this low as well. If it do that, I will have no objection if it really do that. But for me, the market is bearish as long as it's not going to trade any of this line over here. If today's candle close above this line, I'm done for bearishness. I'm not bearish anymore. I'll start to look for the bullishness. Now, from the 15-minute chart, you see this sell side liquidity over here. This whole zone over here, this low, that low, relatively equal lows. This low, that lows, clean lows over here. I need to see them to be taken at first. I wouldn't even look for them if the body has closed, yesterday's body has closed above this line. I wouldn't even look for them. As the body didn't close, I was interested to look for sell for this area. So for me, the maximum line was until this bearish parabolic gap from 50-minute chart. So I was interested to see this gap to hold the market, send the market lower to clear this sell side liquidity. I'm not a trend trader, so trend line trader. So market is just going, trend is your friend type trader. I'm not like that. I'm just an ICT trader. I want to work with the logic. To me, it was not a bullish market. But in a long period of time, I'm bullish. I'm interested to see this market to come over here until September, October. So here, all the area, whenever I was bullish, this market was bullish. I was bearish, this market was bearish. This week, yesterday and today, this today, I'm wrong. So this is yesterday's price action over here. If I'm not mistaken, sorry, not this one, here. This is yesterday's price action here around the morning session. This is the morning session. So I'm doing the live around the morning session. Look at these candles. It didn't move anywhere. It was just here until the M session. So it was until that area. So this whole range, market was inside this range. And this is today's price action. Market open here 9:30 around this area, this candle open, and then this is just doing all of this shit over here. It's just like spending time over here. It's not a good price action. If you see other market around the 9:30, so this is the 9:30, market went higher, fall. It was bearish, fall. If you see over here, other market, okay, 9:30 market open, went higher. Look at this market around 9:30. Where is the 9:30? Here, the 9:30 open, market fall, then go higher again. So in that specific, I told to take the buy only. So when it will fall, take the buy only. So that was the buy run over here. If you found the sell, that is also awesome. Here, I framed the sell around that area, around here, if you guys remember. If you come over here, the 9:30, this is 9:30, market is bullish. Look at this price action every day, okay? Everyday price action, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Sorry, not here. It's not moving anywhere. Just consolidating inside the range. It's range bound. Here, it's range bound. This market is not moving anywhere. So I hope you guys got my point. Okay. I don't know why you guys are repeating that thing. So it's bullish market. I'm the one who is saying that this market will be bullish until September, October. Prove me wrong. So I'm saying it is a bullish market until September, October. But for now, as long as it's not going to give me the precision, it's not giving me the confirmation that I'm bullish, I'm not able to take the buy. First confirmation, it has to close above this line. As long as they're respecting that line, I'm not able to look for the buy from the daily chart. So if the daily candle close above this line, good man, I'm now bullish. Or from my lower time frame, it has to clear this sell side liquidity, that sell side liquidity over here, that sell side liquidity need to be cleared to think about the buy. So I'm wrong here. Yesterday's price action, I'm wrong over here. Sorry, here. This is the price action, I'm wrong over here. So look at this price action. Market has cleared all the buy side liquidity, then respected this gap, fall, respecting this gap. See this candle respecting this gap. Next candle started to fall. What should I think? This sell side liquidity to be taken at first. After clearing this sell side liquidity, either it will be bearish or it will be bullish. I can take my next decision, but leaving this liquidity open over there, I can't do that. And look at today's price action. Fall failed to clear this sell side liquidity. Started to go higher. Where it is going to go? To the premium. This last gap, premium. When it will come to this premium, it will fall again, take this sell side liquidity because I don't have the buy side liquidity. No buy side liquidity is over here. So it is going higher. It's just a price action. And I'm wrong over here 2 days because I don't have the confirmation. If it make any sense to you right now. Setting up a beautiful short when it comes. Are you going to take a short now? Please don't do that. Actually, you can do that because this market has already traded the last fair value gap from 1 minute chart. The 1 minute last fair value gap has been already traded, so it can start to fall now. You can look for the short, brother. I'm watching this candle actually. Can it get respected and start to go higher again? This is the order block. Can it get respected and start to go higher again? Even though it has traded the last fair value gap from 1 minute chart, of course it can start to fall now. But I'm just watching that candle. Hey FX, how are you, brother? How is your trading going on? You cool, man? Here I'm just watching, can it respect from this order block and take these highs one more time? It doesn't need to do that, but if it can do that, that is the awesome thing is going to happen. I like 1114 inversion fair value gap, not taking a trade though. Would like more confirmation. 1114 inverse gap. 1114 inverse gap. So you want to see to work it as a inverse gap. If you ask me, I prefer this is one of the best inversion fair value gap. But I'm more interested to see this order block. Actually, let me come over here because there is the wick that is really disgusting. I'm watching this order block. Can it be respected and send the market higher to clear this relatively equal highs one more time? Here, that highs one more time from the order block until this highs. Of course, it can start to fall now. Surviving crazy market and all-time high is difficult. At least I got someone. Thank you, FX, for saying that, brother. This is really difficult to work with people. Like if you don't listen to me, I'm not able to explain myself. So all you have to listen me, okay? What I'm saying, why I'm bearish, why in this bullish market I'm bearish. I have the explanation over here. I'm not like other people, whoever is going to They're seeing the buy, they're taking the buy. They're seeing the sell, they're taking the sell. I'm not like them. Even if this was falling, I never talk about the sell over here. I was not doing anything over there. Simply nothing over there. I was just waiting to see, can it give me something over here, even though I was bearish. So I need something that will help me to frame the sell. In this market, I have never told that today there is a confirmed a best sell setup. I have never till that. What did I say? Man, maybe this is going to work. You can try it by one or two micro contract. Just you can try. If it doesn't work, then you will get 20, $40 loss. Just 20, $40 loss is nothing. In this market, $20, $40, $50 loss, simply nothing. So I need something that will help me to say that this is going to be my best setup. And I'm going to take that setup depending on that logic. As this market is highly like, how to say that? It's kind of random to me. It has to confirm where it is going for. Then I will be able to trade this market. As long as it's not going to confirm what the market is going for, I'm not able to take any sort of trade in this market. Best trade is no trade. Absolutely. Best trade is no trade. In this market, best trade is no trade. See here, it's dancing over. It should not dance like this way. It should simply go higher and take this buy side liquidity from this order block, from that order block. It's not doing that. Even though it has traded this last gap, I prefer this market to trade the 50% of this gap. The 50% of this gap is going to be this line. This is a difficult market, guys. You have to accept that. Whoever is not going to accept, I have nowhere to say. Okay, finally it actually went higher from this order block. So, like here, I have explained you this setup. Okay, so even if I failed to take the entry from this 22 YT model market structure sheet fair value gap order block, I'm not able to take this entry from here, right? Because market trade here, I was interested to think about a sell. So I'm not interested to take the entry over here. I need the confirmation. So finally, when I found this trade from here, even if I'm bearish, I'm able to take this trade from here by putting my stop loss below this unfilled fair value gap. This is that unfilled gap. Market should not fill this gap 100%. And it should come until this gap over here, after of course clearing this buy side liquidity, like it should keep going higher. But when it is falling, how far it can fall maximum? Until this order block, around that area, this order block, without filling this gap 100%. And then at least until the 50% of this line. After that, if it really would love to fall, I'll be able to take the sell after this happened. But when this breakaway gap over here, remember this breakaway gap of the 22 bearish model? When this gap has been broken over here, I was not confident enough to think about sell anymore. So here, as I told you, now it is going to work with this fair value gap over here and it will keep going higher. What should I do, man, in this type of scenario? Remember, what did I say over here? Because when this market fall, cleared this liquidity. Why I was not confident to take that buy? Just because of this sell side liquidity. Now, in MNQ chart, it seems like the liquidity has been cleared over here. But if you, I was watching the market from the NQ chart, right? From NQ, how does it look like? A beautiful support. So I was not confident enough to take the buy after seeing this beautiful sell side liquidity over here. But look at this MNQ chart. The liquidity is gone. Now it is really difficult, highly difficult. The first presented gap has been respected. Liquidity has been cleared. Market tapped to this bullish fair value gap from 1 minute chart. Here, that bullish fair value gap has been traded, as well as this old gap claimed as a reclaimed gap. I wanted to see it work as an inverse gap, but when it has failed to work as an inverse gap, it is going to work as a support reclaimed gap. I found that market structure shift. Now let's look at the price, okay? So first, I was interested to take a sell here. If you guys remember, from this inverse fair value gap, I want to take a sell here. I wanted to cover the 50% over here, just the 50%, nothing else. If it doesn't work, so for example, I got a stop out over here. Market structure sheet fair value gap. I'm not able to take the entry from this fair value gap, even though I've seen this breakaway gap is broken. So all I need to see the confirmation. this candle is the order block over here. Now from this order block, I can take the buy. I was not confident enough actually, but I can take the buy over here because it left this buy side liquidity open over there, this buy side liquidity, and more importantly, that old buy side liquidity. So as long as this buy side liquidity is not going to be taken, I'm able to take the buy from this order block whenever it has been confirmed the order block. So this candle. So from here until this buy side liquidity and the last parabolic from 1 minute chart. Even if I'm not interested to take the buy here, this is my last opportunity to take the buy from this institutional order flow entry drill over here. By believing that after trading the order block, which is here, this market should leave this gap open. It should not fill this gap 100%. So it came here, trade this gap, tap to this gap high, came here, trade this 1 minute last parabolic gap, not interested to see. It is going to stop over there. So wanted to see this market to fall, trade this order block, and then go back again, clear this buy side liquidity and trade at least the 50% of this gap over here, around here. So if I take that sell and it's a losing trade for 29 handle, and then I want to take this buy over here until this 50%, which is also like almost 29 handle, right? Just make it 29 handle for the sake of this conversation. So I took a loss over here for 29 handle. I've mitigated my loss over here with 29 handle over here. So take the partial, put the stop loss to the break even if you think it is going to fall or whatever it is. Then you have just put your stop loss to the break even though you should not do that, but you just put the stop loss to the break even maybe, or maybe you let the runner to go until previous day high, which is important today because today is the manipulation day. So until previous day high, maybe you want to hold your trade until this line over here, which is the all time high as well. Until here there's nothing wrong after clearing. So if you take this previous day high, you'll be highly profitable over here after clearing the partial. If I would love to take the buy here from this order block, that is also valid. From here, by putting the stop loss over there, 21 handle risk, target this 50% of this 1 minute last parallel gap, that is going to cover your 29 handle loss, is going to cover over here with 57 handle. So you will took a partial around 1:1 to this buy side liquidity, maybe that buy side liquidity, and then you tried to hold your trade here, take a partial there, hold your trade until the all time high over there or the previous day high over here. If it hit it, you'll get the 70 handle over here. Now I'm not bullish, I'm not interested to take the buy, even though I framed this buy. I have framed that buy. Remember this buy over here? I told that this is going to work. Sorry, not that one. My mistake. It was, I think, yeah, that was the trade from this candle. So from here, I told it will tap here. It will come until this area. That was more than enough. From here to here, it's 39 handle. Now I'm not bullish, so I'm not taking any short of buy. That buy I framed here, right? Yeah, even though I framed this sell setup, I also framed this buy setup. What else I have framed here? I didn't frame anything over here, right? The first trade I have framed in this market, was this buy. Where was that? Is this buy setup? That was the first trade I have framed today. Or I talked about this buy, that it should tap to this order block over here, and then it should come for the 50%. I'm not bullish, so I want to see this market to come over here. After coming over there, what I was waiting for, a sell setup over there. Then what did I say? It's not a high probability sell from this gap over here. Sorry, from that gap. If market gave you the selling opportunity from this gap, from that gap, okay, think like that way. Market gave you the selling opportunity by putting the stop loss above this high. It has fallen near about 59 handle. Unfortunately, it didn't give me that entry from here. So what did I do? I used this inverse gap to take the sell. It didn't work. After that, when it didn't work, I'm more interested to look for the buy. Sorry, I was talking about this buy from this parabolic up over here, around that area. So I've framed one buy here around that area by putting the stop loss below this order block. So even before you get stopped out, it has given you the boom. That candle is not also valid. However, it has given you the boom before even it fall. That was the buy I framed, 39 handle. That is the sell I framed, 29 handle loss. And finally, I framed this buy, which is a boom as well, until the 50% here by putting the stop loss here, which is near about 27 handle over there. So what did I wrong over here, guys? Why you guys are just getting so much nervous over here and say you started to keep saying bullshit over there? I framed this buy, I framed this sell, I framed this buy over here. One win, one win, one loss. Three trade, two win, one loss. Where did I talk about any short of trade? Yeah, my bias was bearish. I was bearish. Yeah, my bias is wrong. I have already explained why I'm not bullish. I will be bullish. It has to show me the confidence first. If today's candle doesn't close above this line, which is minus 1.5 standard deviation, I'll be bearish tomorrow as well. I'm not going to be bullish again. I'll be bearish again tomorrow. I can't look for the buy as long as this market is not going to close above this minus 1.5 standard deviation from the daily chart. So for this market, I need this market to close either above this line or it has to clear this extreme sell side liquidity before thinking about a buy. Otherwise, this is a bearish market to me. So I'm wrong yesterday. I'm wrong is today about my bias. I'll be right next 5 to 10 days, 15 days, or all of these days. If it make any sense to you guys, everything is here. Okay, just tell me what did I talk about another trade. I'm paper trading only. New all-time high is coming. I'm expecting all-time high to break and then pull back during lunch session. NQ might leave that all-time high and engineered buy-side liquidity for PM session. It can do that, brother. I'm watching this 1 minute last fair value gap. Can it hold the market and send it lower again? For this, I'm not expecting this is going to be taken. The sell side liquidity is going to be taken. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting can it fall and take this sell side liquidity now. Now, it is not the sell side liquidity from the MNQ, but from the NQ chart, this is a beautiful sell side liquidity. So I'm more interested to see can the market fall and take this sell side liquidity, at least this sell side liquidity over here. That is my interest. I'm not bullish. I can't take the buy if it make any sense to you guys. As long as it's not going to prove I'm bullish, I'm not able to take the buy. So I'll let all the buy to go and then I'll wait for the sell to take that sell. For example, if it was not a bear, I mean, sorry, the lunch hour, I'd start to talk about the selling opportunity over here. To me, if it close below this gap, it's one of my best inversion fair value gaps. So I prefer to take the sell if it inverts this gap immediately, okay, not like long time ago. So when I framed this sell from this inverse gap, I have violated my own rules. So not there. If you guys remember, I have violated my own rules. Let me mark that. This is the candle that has that has confirmed this inverse gap. Start to count the candle. One, two, three, four, five. Within five candle, market didn't come to this inverse gap. That is also violating my own rules. That if it is not immediate reaction, I'm not interested to go for that trade from that specific fair value gap. So when I was framing this sell, you should have told me that, brother, it is more than five candles, so it's not a valid trade, right? Now you don't. I don't know what to say. All other trades, if I go and follow my rules, I am not allowed to take this sell. I'm allowed to take that buy. I'm allowed to take that buy, but I'm not allowed to take this sell. So the only loss I have taken, that is also not a valid trade according to my own rules. It's not an immediate reaction. So it doesn't make any sense to you. It will never make any sense because all of us, we only care about entries. We don't give a shit about the price action. I'm wrong here 1 or 2 days, then I will be right every single day for 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, 1.5 month. I'll be right every day. And then you will say, you're the wizard. You know where the market is going for. This is the bullish bias. This is the bearish bias. But when I'm wrong, you will start to see, okay, this is a bullish market. Why is looking for the sell? I'm looking for the sell because I know that what is going to happen next like lot of days because I'm following the same rules. When the market is not giving what I'm expecting in those days, I'm wrong. But I'm using the same logic every single day. So 1, 2 days, 3 days I'm wrong. Then lot of days I'm right. Keep counting, keep seeing how many days my bias is wrong. My all the live is on here in my YouTube channel. It's over there. Look, watch, count how many days my bias is wrong. I'm not doing something very fishy or secret ingredients. Nothing. It's all over there. Using the same logic every day. Some days this market is really disaster, like something like disaster. How many times did you see this type of sell side liquidity has been left over there and market is just keep going higher? Market left this beautiful sell side liquidity maybe one time, like here, failed to clear it here, acceptable. One more time, acceptable. This time, why it didn't clear this sell side liquidity? This is not a usual market. This is unusual market. It should clear this liquidity. If it would do that, I would be only bullish today. So I would start to look for this dealing range over here, and I would say you that, for example, okay, this liquidity is taken. After clearing this liquidity, let me come over here. After clearing this liquidity, what would I tell you? Mark this quadrant over here to here, 618 level. Wait for this market to come any of this line. After coming over here, start to look for the buy for previous day high. Just keep looking for that. Why? Because the liquidity has been cleared over here. There is no liquidity left. But when I'm seeing this liquidity is left open over there, what should I think? This market can come here, react from there. How long? Until the 50% of this last gap that is going to hold the market, sending it lower again to clear this sell side liquidity over here. That is how I should think. Now you're not an ICT trader. It will make no sense to you. But if you are an ICT trader, ask yourself how should you think about this market. I'm going to remove all of them and I'm going to make it a clear chart. In this clean chart, this is a very clean chart. All time high is over there. So I'm going to mark the all time high. And I don't know when I'll be able to look at this relatively equal lows from 50-minute chart. 1 minute chart is just noise if you don't have any idea what is happening in your higher time frame. So this liquidity and this liquidity, which is clean lows over here, right? Like just one or two handle above this low. I don't know. Let me see how what is the difference. The low is 91.00. The low is 91.50. So just two tick. Just because of two tick, it's not the clean lows. Otherwise, this is really beautiful, relatively equal lows. Here, relatively equal lows. What do you have over there? Relatively equal highs, right? When this market came here, what it has done, ask yourself the way you are trading the ICT concepts. I'm not asking about the retail traders. Ask yourself, didn't you trade like this way? Didn't the market work like that way? Relatively equal highs has been cleared over here, right? And built the all-time high. So what has happened over here? Market has cleared the buy side liquidity. Then it fall. Where did it came? A very random level. Build this liquidity as an strongest liquidity plus the obvious liquidity. So when it is going higher, where should you expect this market is going for? Maximum. How many times I have shown this to you? How beautifully this gap hold the market, send it lower. It should come here, right? This is that last line. Then what should it do? Fall, clear this liquidity. In the meantime, it can leave the buy side liquidity over there. And it will fall, take the sell side liquidity, it will go higher again for the buy side liquidity. Buy side cleared here, market fall dramatically. If it wouldn't fall like that way, maybe you could say that, brother, it didn't fall. So why you are thinking this is going to fall? I mean, this is going to fall. If it could maybe trade here, something like here, and then build another swing high around this area. So in that type of scenario, around the morning session, maybe you would say that, brother, it is going not going to fall, it is going to go higher. But when it is falling, 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 and came very near to this liquidity, failed to clear this liquidity, what does it mean? This market will go to the premium and then fall again, take this sell side liquidity over here because this market didn't leave not even a single buy side liquidity. Like yesterday, still I had some buy side liquidity. I had some buy side liquidity, but today I don't have any sort of buy side liquidity still over there. So this market is not working according to our understanding of ICT concepts. Today's market is something that is not usual to me. So I'm going to be wrong over here today and also the yesterday. So 2 days I'll be wrong. Next few days I'll be right. Again, again and again. So here when I'm not right, I framed one trade and that didn't work even after violating my own rules. That is not an immediate reaction within 5 candle. Even if I go for this trade, that's a 29 handle loss. I'm just going to put my hand like this way and I'm saying, okay, I'm in loss today. So I'll see tomorrow what is going to happen. So one day I'm going to let it go by being losing trade. But I'm not interested to chase the market to go for the buy. It's not a bullish market by any chance, by anyhow, by any explanation. It's not a bullish market. I don't give a shit even if the ICT come over here and say that it's a bullish market. I don't care about that. It has to prove that it's a bullish market. If it really would love to prove it's a bullish market, there is two way according to my understanding. There is two way to prove it as a bullish market. First way, here this market has to close above minus 1.5 standard deviation, which is exactly over here. Okay, so that is minus 1.5 standard deviation around that area. First it has to close above this line. If it close above this line, I can, even if this sell side liquidity is over there, I will say that, Mm, okay, no problem. This is a bullish market because market has already violated the minus 1.5 standard deviation. So it's going for minus 2.5 standard deviation as it is the all-time high. Now, if it doesn't close above this line, what I can look for the buy, how I can look for the buy. I have to wait for the liquidity to be taken from 15-minute chart. Which liquidity has been cleared after building this liquidity and that liquidity, these two? Which liquidity has been cleared over here? It has just built the liquidity. It never cleared the liquidity. I need to see this market to clear the liquidity before being bullish again to take the buy over here. If it make any sense to you guys, if it doesn't make any sense, then I'm so sorry because I'm failed over here. But I tried to explain over here my understanding, not trying to prove that I'm right. I'm wrong, right? My bias is wrong yesterday, today. Both of these days I'm wrong. But I'm just explaining the job over here. What I'm doing over here, is that logical to you, or whatever those guys are looking for the buy? Is their logic is right over here? So you will say, brother, this bullish gap has been respected and then market is going higher. Bullshit. Why this bearish gap didn't work over here? Why like here this bullish gap didn't work over here? It has violated this bullish gap. So it has respected this bullish gap over here. By any chance it has done and respect that gap and made me wrong over here to think or to force me to think about the buy. So I'll be bullish today, I'll look for the bearish today, and then I'll be wrong, and then this market will keep going higher, and then tomorrow I'll start to think, oh, this is a bullish market, I'll start to look for the buy. This market will dump me. So one day, 2 day, just 2 days out of 20 trading days, if I'm wrong and if I'm being right for next 18 days, what is good? Ask yourself if it make any sense to you. Okay. I tried my level best so that you guys can understand the price action. But if you are like very stubborn, you wanna prove yourself right, I have no objection, brother. There are you, there is me. Come back again every day. Sorry, like keep predicting the way you are thinking by watching these candles. This is bullish market, this is bearish market, and count how many days you are right. I have no problem. Ink might leave that. Okay, you're the wizard. We can all attest to that. A very disciplined and sharp ICT trader. Thanks for that comment, Leon. Thank you so much, brother. I'm not here to prove me right. I'm not here to prove you wrong. I'm here to show you the thing is missing from your understanding or reading the price action. That is the only reason for me to be here. Just showing you what is missing, what is the puzzle. Okay, that puzzle need to be solved. That puzzle is not solved yet. Just watch the explanation I gave you over here. Does it make any sense to you? If it doesn't make any sense to you, throw it to the dustbin. Price doesn't give a shit about anything, simply nothing. But it is an algorithmic price action, so the algorithm will work mostly in a logic, with a logic. Sometimes this is a manipulation market, manipulative market, so sometimes it's going to go against the algorithm, and we don't know yet how to predict that algorithm. I don't know that. Maybe ICT knows, maybe someone else knows. I don't know how to do that. All I know, if I look for buy here, I'm just going to chase the market. I'm not interested to build that habit over here. If I'm bullish, I will keep looking for the buy. As long as it's not going to give me that buying opportunity, it is falling, I'll let him fall. In that specific day, if you guys remember, I was bullish over here even though I framed the sell. Let me actually go over there if I can show this to you. Okay, Wednesday 26, if I can come over there, Wednesday 26, if I have that price action, Wednesday 26, yeah, here I've explained this price action, I've shared the entries with you guys over here. I was here, I was extremely bullish over there. Even though I was bullish over there around that area, I was extremely bullish. Okay. So when I have seen this has fallen, then I have framed this sell setup to you guys. From my video, I have already uploaded that video as well. Market structure shift, fair value cap, I took the sell over here. And then I keep adding the trade over here by explaining the every single PDRs over there. If you guys remember. And I was sharing every single thing through my Discord. And then I end up with $900 over here. After end up with $900 profit, it was like near about $1,600 profit. I end up with $900. Okay, I didn't take the partial. I was not doing that. Why? I was interested to blow that funded account. By saying you that, brother, after this trade, I'm going to blow my funded account. I'm not interested to be greedy. I'm going to quit trading. I'm being greedy every day. So first, I'm showing you that I have built $900. So overall, my profit was $4,700. I was able to request for near about $2,000 payout just after one more days, needed to make like $150, then I would be able to request that payout. So first I told, after being profitable, it's everything is in Discord. Watch it if you don't believe me. I told that I'm going to end up with a profitable trade at first. Then I will blow the account. Then I made $900. I went until 1600, but finally I made $900. Making $900. Then I told, gave the screenshot, share it to you. I went with 20 micro contracts, 30 micro contracts with my funded account without the stop loss. Without a stop loss. I was just letting it go. So when I took the sell here around that area, here, it with 30 micro contracts, the sale was around here. I don't just above here, okay, around that area, the sale was there. So from there to there, it was 48 handle. Think like 30 micro contracts with 48 handles. How much it's gonna be? You can calculate by yourself. I didn't close the trade. I simply let it go, let it go, let it go to blow the account. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It was not over there. It was here somewhere around that area. So I took the sale around that area here somewhere, and it has fallen near about 50 handle, 48 handle, something like that. And then I didn't take the partial, I didn't do anything with 30 micro contract entry. Then it inversed and stopped me out. I blew the account over there by taking 120 micro contract entry, 130 micro contract entry, just by two trade over there. After building $900 over there, I have explained all of this price action by live screenshot. I was just taking the screenshot, I was sharing all of this price action, which one should be respected, how far it should fall. And finally, I was interested to see this low to be taken. So fortunately, I mean, why I end up with $900? Because I wanted to see this low to be taken. So I didn't even close none of them over here. No partial, nothing, with near about $1,600 profit at first. I wanted to see it to be taken. Market finally didn't clear this low over here. Instead of that, stop me out around somewhere, I don't know. And I end up with $900 over there. Building profit, then blew the account. This is the whole thing I'm doing over here so that you guys can watch the market. In that specific day, I was extremely bullish over here. So around the AM session, when I was bullish, I saw this market around 9:30 was not giving me any sort of bullishness. So I was waiting for some specific logic over here. You see here, market structure shift around that area. I didn't have any sort of bullish fair value gap around that area. So I was not able to take any sort of buy. If I was able to take the buy over here, I would of course go for that. And then when it didn't do, this market structure shift didn't work after clearing all the sell side liquidity, gave me the lower market structure shift here. I was interested to take the sell to take this low at least. And of course, the other sell side liquidity I had over there. I was interested to see this liquidity to be taken, even though I was bullish. And then around the PM session, if you guys remember, we have talked about the PM session trade. That is the trade around here. If you guys, I mean, if you guys remember around that area. So the sell at first, then the buy next over here, the buy around that area. And I actually closed my trade. I mean, sorry, closed my stream while the market was around that area, around 6408 or something like that. Wednesday PM session, if I'm not mistaken, around that area. I was just explaining everything over here. I think I am right at date in that I just forgot. Okay, around the PM session, I was just only bullish, and I also talk about that how to look for the buy and sell. If you have both buy and sell here, you should look for the way you should trade that area over there. So of course we can do everything. In even if I was bearish today, right? In this market today, I am bearish. I am bearish, right? Today, my bias is wrong. I agree with you guys. Everything is agreed with you. When I saw this, what did I tell you from here? That was the line around that area. Okay. What did I tell you? That this market from here, I'm bearish, remember. It will come here, then it will come at least there. Then I will wait for a selling opportunity. If there is a selling opportunity, I'll look for that sell. Exactly that was my plan. So when it coming here, and like I told that I am not sure about this leg only. So it can come to the 50%, it can come to the top, it can come to the bottom. I don't know where it will come, but it will come to this gap anywhere, and then it will start to go higher. So what should I do? Look for the lowest down close body close candle. So over here, that is the order block. I'm interested to mark it as an order block over here. This candle has validated the order block. I'm bearish, remember. Still, I'm able to take this buy over here by taking this trade until this 50% around that area. After getting profitable over here, when what I'm expecting, this is I'm expecting, right? Not a high probability, but still, that is a lower market structure shift. Think like that way. Lower market structure shift. breakaway gap around here, entry fair value gap around there. If this market tap over here, I'm bearish, right? Here, and stop loss above this high. Going to target maybe this low. Okay, just for the sake of this conversation, just target this low after clearing the partial. Maybe I'll get stopped out. Think this trade, this candle tap to this gap. That was my plan, that it will come here, it will come there, then a bit violation, then lower market structure shift, fair value gap, boom. That's going to be my next trade. So after taking this buy, I'll look for that sell. If it doesn't work over here, I don't need to force the market. I'll just keep waiting. But while I'm doing the live streaming, people start to mess up. Oh, this is a bullish market. This is a bearish market. I'm in a buy. Why did you miss that buy? Brother, you're talking about sell, so I missed that buy. This is all bullshit. I told you that it's more painful to miss the trade rather than taking a losing trade. It's more painful for the viewers. Now I have to work with them. Just because of that, I was framing that sell from this inverse fair value gap. If I would love to go for the logic, is there any trade that is valid more than 5 candle? If you ever heard me to say that, if it is not if it come to this gap after 100 handle, I'm gonna take that sell. No, I need the confirmation over here to take the sell if it is more than five candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within 5 candle, market didn't come over here. So if I would love to take the sell from this gap, from the inverse gap, I need to wait for the order block to be created to take the sell again from this gap. If it doesn't do that, I'm going to miss this sell. Then I'm seeing this market. What is the last line? This gap is the last line for this bull market. So if it hold the market, send it lower, I'm able to take sell from the order block. If it doesn't do that, instead of that, break this inverse gap like the way it break it, the breakaway gap. I'm more interested to look for the buy again for the next logical level, which is this buy sell liquidity around that area. According to the logic, right? So what should I do? I have already talked about the buys opportunities here. Market structure shift, fair value gap. Remember, I'm not brave enough to take this buy from this fair value gap. Why? Because it can be the fake breakout from the breakaway gap of this 22 IT model, and then the market can keep falling. So I'm not brave enough to take the buy from here, but I'll be brave enough to take the buy while this order block has been created or around that area. So when this candle over here, that candle has closed above this order block, again here you need to count the water block candles. How many candles did it take to build the water block? So after building this lowest down close body close candle, one, two, three, four. Within 4 candle, it has validated this candle as an water block, right? So over here, this candle, the very next immediate building water block. I'm interested to take a long over here to put my stop loss below this order block, which is gonna be 22 handle. I think it should better to cover this small gap over here, 27 handle. What is going to be my target? Just this buy side liquidity around that area from 1 minute chart. The buy side liquidity over here. After taking that buy side liquidity, I can even target the 1 minute last fair value gap over here. So in this market, I am bearish. I'm interested to take that buy. I'm interested to take that sell if it give me that. Then I'm interested to take this sell if it helps me to logic. So here it didn't give me the sell. Here it is more than 5 candle, not an immediate reaction. I need the confirmation. It didn't give me the confirmation. Then I'll look for that buy over here. Then I'll look for that buy over here from this order block here. This order block is scalping, a bit is scalping if it is an immediate reaction. So after building this candle as an order block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it didn't come over here. I'll wait for this market to come one more time over here and then build the order block or the propulsion block, in other word, to make the propulsion block over there to take the entry as long as this buy side all-time high is not going to be cleared. So it tap here above the last fair value gap. Remember, there is the last fair value gap. So this is above the last fair value gap. As it takes too long to come to this order block, I'm not able to take the entry over here. When it appeared on the chart here, and you can look for these consecutive candles as well, because it is the lowest candle. Okay, so here, this is the lowest down close body close candle. So I should look for these consecutive candles over here. Instead of this candle, I should look for this consecutive candle as an propulsion block. And when this candle has validated this propulsion block, next candle immediately tap over here. I have to cover just the opening because the mean threshold of this order block has been traded over here. So I have to just cover the mean threshold, sorry, the opening of this candle. But as you can see, it's 17 handle, so I can simply put it below this low over here, which is 20 handle. How long? Until this all-time high over here, which is 16 handle. So just make it around 21 is to 1, like here, 1 is to 1. Just for the sake of this conversion. 1 is to 1, I got this boom over here. I'll keep doing this type of things over here, even if I'm bearish over here. I don't give a shit, man. I'm watching the market. If the bearish period is broken and the bullish period is respecting, I'm able to take the buy. If the bearish period is working or respecting, I'll be able to take the sell. Talk about yesterday's price action. This is yesterday's price action. I'm not able to trade this market here. No way for me to trade this market. This is not the bullish period, not the bearish period. Nothing is respecting over here. Simply nothing is respecting over here. I can show you that, okay? So for the first time, it has given me the market structure shift over here, which is a valid market structure shift to take an entry over here. So after the market structure shift, fair value gap is over here. Order block or the lowest down close body close candle, which is the order block, has been traded over here. It should build an unfilled gap. Market never built the unfilled gap over here. Never ever took over here around this area. The same kind of price action. What is the difference over here? Same kind of price action. Everything is same. But what is the difference? This is the difference between a beautiful market and a non-beautiful market. So let me remove this gap so that you guys can see everything. Let me actually remove everything from this market. Look at this market. Now here one thing is missing, and that is market didn't clear this sell side liquidity. So if it could clear this sell side liquidity, that would be awesome. In other word, it has cleared this low, that low, that low. All of this low has been cleared. So some sort of liquidity has been cleared. As I was bearish, remember, I was bearish. I needed to see this liquidity to be taken. So to me, it was an obvious liquidity to be taken. Think like I'm bullish. I'm not bearish. Okay. So do I really care about that? No, I don't give a shit about this liquidity. It doesn't have any value to me. If I were bullish, I got the market structure shift over here, which is one of the best market structure shift in this market. I got the market structure. Is there any value to this gap? I don't have any value to this gap. This gap doesn't have any value to me. If you add that volume imbalance, it has traded this gap actually. But however, this gap doesn't have any value to me. Think I'm bullish. Okay, I'm not bearish. Just like that way. How I'm just trying to show you what is a good price action, what is a bad price action. After getting the market structure shift, I have this bullish fair value gap over here, okay, around that area. Is that an immediate reaction? Tap it immediately. One, two. Within two candle, it came here. Lowest down close, body close candles are the order block. So I'm going to mark this order block, extend it to my right as an order block, going to extend it furthermore. Okay. Also going to mark the mean threshold so that you can understand what is called the beautiful price action. So here, this is the mean threshold of that order block, consecutive order block. Okay. So I'm going to keep both of them over here, mean threshold of this area. Okay. So here, this candle has validated this order block as an order block. Market tap to this order block. What should I expect? Unfilled pair value gap. Always 99% of the time you'll get it if the PDR is respecting. Now, is there any gap? Do you see that is a bullish gap? There is no gap. So market one more time trade this order block, failed to close below the mean threshold of this word consecutive order block. Okay, don't look for this one candle. If you want look for on one candle, you will be able to see that the mean threshold has been respected so beautifully. That is absolutely wrong. You should look for this consecutive candle as an order block. So when this order block has been traded over here, what should you expect over there? A gap that will be unfilled. This market should not fill this gap 100% over here. Now, here, this is the institutional order flow entry deal. It means that if it make this gap open over there, it has to trade this gap. Without trading this gap, this market has zero possibility to go higher. Even if it go higher, it will come back again to trade this small gap over there. If it violate this gap and trade this unfilled gap, it means that I will have an opportunity to look for the order block. Again, new order block around that area. So it should be respected around this order block around here. It's not the order block like this order block, market structure shift origin order block setup. It's an order block. I called it a middle order block. That means there is high probability to it is going to be violate. That means market is going to take that low most of the time. But still, if it is really beautiful bullish market, then it will start to respect this order block over here. In other word, market structure shift, new market structure shift here, fair value gap, trade this fair value gap, lowest down close body close candle, order block. Now this 22 YT model over here, and fair value gap, right? And a order block. And this 22 YT model, what is the difference in between these two YT model over here? When this market fall here, it didn't clear any liquidity over here. Not even a single liquidity has been cleared. But when it has fallen over here, it has cleared this liquidity over here. A swing low has been cleared around that area. So some sort of liquidity has been cleared around that area. Okay, some sort of liquidity has been cleared, or a swing low has been cleared. This market here to this leg, there is not even a single swing low. Remember, swing low and the sideways candle low are not the same. Here I have the swing low. Here I don't have any swing low. So this 22 YT model and that 22 YT model is like, there is thousands period of time there is a difference. Remember, I'm bullish. Okay, don't think I'm bearish. If I am bearish, then whole concept is going to be, I mean, different. If I'm bearish, I will come over there. If I were bearish, what I would look for over there. After this, I hope you got the difference in between these two 22 YT models. So this is a gap. I want to say unfilled. That should leave this gap open. Order block. After trading this order block, I need the speed. That's why I was saying that it should go for this buy side liquid with the speed way after trading this order block, and it should trade at least the 50% of this 1 minute last fair value gap. After trading this market fall again, go higher, all of these things. Now think I'm bearish, so I'm interested to take the sell. How I can look for the sell? First, I want to see this order block to get violated. How this is going to happen? This, see this candle over here. When this candle appeared on the chart, I'm seeing this whole bullish PDRA. I need to see this market to close below this gap over here. This is the last fair value gap or the breakaway gap of this 22 YT model. So I want to see this market to close below this breakaway gap over here. Remember, it is one of the most important gap. I'm bearish, so I want to take a sell. I need to see this market to close below this breakaway gap. Does it look similar to you? Remember, this breakaway gap, what did I tell you? As the body has closed above this gap, now this gap is going to work as a support. Market is going to take the buy side liquidity. If you guys remember, this is that same breakaway gap. Market structure shift, entry fair value gap, breakaway gap over here. Exactly the same thing over here. Liquidity taken, market structure shift, entry fair value gap, breakaway gap. So if I'm bearish and I'm interested to see this sell side liquidity to be taken, what should I look for? This market will fall and closed below this breakaway gap. After seeing this, now I'm interested to look for a 22 bearish model or inverse gap entry, or maybe order block entry, whatever it is, I'm interested to look for that. I think it's going to build the bearish model right now. However, I need to see this to happen as I'm bearish. If I'm bearish, I need to see that. If it doesn't happen, I will have no opportunity to take the sell over here. Now, what else can happen? Okay, this is just for the sake of this conversation. What I face actually when I do live streaming, it is really difficult to match up with these guys. Okay, so what I need to wait here, I need to see a candle to close below this breakaway gap to find out a sell for this sell side liquidity. As long as it's not going to happen, I'm not allowed to take any short of sell. Sometimes what happened, see this gap over here around that area. So when this candle tap here, I start to say that if any of you are interested to take the sell from here, you guys can go for that. I'm not able to take any short of sell yet. No sell is valid to me from here. It's not a valid trade to me. Okay, I keep saying like that, and then what happened? Market simply trade this gap over here, and then it keep falling without giving me any entry opportunities over there, and I miss the trade. When I miss the trade, then people start to say, I took that sell from this gap, I took that sell from that inverse gap, I took sell from that gap. Okay, it was respecting this last gap, brother. All of this bullshit, all of these things. When I tried to mention these things over here, brother, this is a bullish market. The bullish PDRs are respecting. When you are taking this sell from this gap, you're gambling over here. I don't give a shit what type of liquidity has been cleared. First, the bearish PDR is broken over here and also confirmed here, right? All the bearish PDR is confirmed over here. It's going to fall, okay, from this gap. I believe so. From this 22 YT model, market structure shift, fair value gap. Just inside this explanation, I wanna talk about this small gap actually. So it is going to fall. I think this low is the most important low that's going to be taken until this low, I believe so. When it trade, by the way, is there anyone? I'm talking to myself, or is there is anyone? Is there anyone, guys? Noted for me today. I will look for a trade and PM session. I'm not able to see how many people are watching right now. I'm here always, brother. Okay, I got at least Uchuk over here. Thank you, brother, for being over here. Just just listen to me, Uchuk, very carefully over here. When this market is not violating this bullish PDRS, this is the last line for this market to fall before going higher again in this market. As long as it's not going to violate this breakaway gap, I'm not able to take any sort of sell over here. So even though market tap to this gap and then boom, fall, I'll miss this trade, but I'm not able to take the sell from here because I'm watching on my left. It is respecting the bullish PDRA. When I'm thinking about a buy over here, think like that. I'm bullish. I'm interested to take a buy over here. I'm not able to take the buy as long as this bearish PDR is not going to be broken. The last PDR. I don't give a shit about this last gap. Of course, it can do that. Hold the market and send it lower. I don't think it will work like that way. I still believe that this last fair value gap will be reacted. Market will trade a bullish PDR and then go higher. So if I'm bullish, I will wait for this last PDR to be broken at first. If I'm bearish, then I will wait for this last PDRA of the bullish PDRA to be broken at first before framing any sort of sell around this market. No sell is valid before that. So in this type of scenario, you will start to see that I miss this trade over here, and people doesn't like to missing the trade. That is the most painful thing for me to explain. Okay, by the way, guys, Uchuk, as you were here, brother, I was really not interested to spend this much time with you guys, but like today my bias is wrong. I'm highly appreciate that. I'll be wrong for next few days as well, as long as the daily candle is not going to close above that minus 1.5 standard deviation or not going to clear that liquidity. I'm not interested to take the any sort of buy over here. See this gap over here, it's one of the my best selling opportunity. If it was not an inside the launch hour, that's my selling opportunity over here. Anybody can tell me that why I'm saying like that way? Why this is a selling opportunity over here? Why not here? Why not here? Why not any of this area? Why is there? Any of you can tell me that? Why I was thinking this is the best selling opportunity for you. Those of you, if it is there anyone else, if you guys are with me for so long, I've already talked about this in my life 3 times. So I'm trying to remind you that this question answer is hidden with this high. So I'm going to show you this high. What I'm saying about this low, this is going to work, is is related with this high over here. If any of you can reply to this question, why I am thinking that this is going to work, not from here. This is also a market structure shift, or maybe this is also a market structure. Why from here? I was saying that it is going to work. I've already told this 3 times. And for your confirmation, remember the answer is hidden with this line. The answer is related with this line. Not the all-time high. Yeah, I know this is the all-time high, but okay. Hey trader, thank you, brother, for being over here. Is there anyone who can give me this reply? I will tell you, and after telling this, you will say that, oh brother, you told that. I forgot. No, it's not about that. The previous day high has been cleared over here. The previous day high has been cleared over here. This is a beautiful market structure shift. This is a beautiful fair value gap over here around this area. So why I'm not interested to take the sell from here, but I'm interested to take the sell from this 22 IT model. I'll give you 1 more minute. Let's see. Try, brother. You don't be ashamed of being wrong. If you use your brain, trust me, man, you will never forget that. But if I say it to you again, you'll forget that again. I have already told you 3 times, but I'm going to repeat it one more time. But if you use your brain, you'll never forget that. If you don't use your brain to reply me, you will forget that. Just try it. Nobody? Seriously? Okay, no worries. Okay, listen, okay? One more time. Listen to me very carefully. If you see there is a old high, it doesn't need to be all-time high. It doesn't need to be a old previous day high. If there is a old high, if you ever see there is a old high, this is the same logic over here around this area. If you ever see there is an old high, and you have seen that old high has been cleared by a swing high and it started to fall, there is a sell setup. Never ever trust that sell setup. Of course, it can work sometimes, but never ever trust that sell, old high, because lot of people start to believe that this old high has been cleared over here. They try to catch the top. This market has an intention to clear this high one more time before falling. So if you ever see there is an old high, like a high created 1 week ago, a high that has been created 1 month ago, maybe 3 days ago, maybe 5 days ago, maybe 9 days ago, a old swing high has been created over there. And suddenly you saw that from 1 minute chart that old high has been cleared. After clearing that old high, there is a beautiful sell setup. It can be water block setup, it can be inversion fair value gap setup, 22 white model setup, whatever setup it is. I don't give a shit. Don't trust that setup. Believe that, believe that this high is going to be taken one more time. After clearing this high, then if you found any setup, go for that trade. 90% of the time it will work, but it is not going to work. Does it make any sense? Did I tell this to you guys? Did I ever tell this to you guys? Tell me that first. This information, you have to keep that in your mind, okay? Because when I'm reading the market, all of this information sometimes I forgot to explain, to say. But you should remember these things. Whenever you are, even if I forgot, I'm trying to make a setup over there, trade setup over there. You have to remind me that, brother, you told this, and then I'll say, oh, okay, sorry, man. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that. I'm a human being, okay? Can you trust old high if it creates a market structure shift for sale? I have just explained that things. I guess go 3838. I just told that right now. If you see a old high has been cleared by a swing high, and there is a setup, market structure shift, beautiful market structure, best 22 IT model, best inversion fair value cap entry, best breaker block entry, best blah 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 blah. Never ever trust this setup. Wait for this market to clear that high one more time, then look for the trade. It will save you a lot of time, because people try to catch this, okay? And when they got stopped out here, they started to look for the buy, because they started to think that, okay, this is not the done, this is not going to be the top, this market is going to go higher again, like here somewhere, and then it will fall. So they try to take the buy over here, but after doing this trap, market actually fall. Just remember these things, okay? Now I really don't have the time to explain why I was saying about this low as my target, not this relatively equal lows. I don't have the time, but maybe next time, one another time, I'll explain why I specifically look for a single, I mean, a specific level to look for my target. I'll explain that later. Okay. Whenever you ask, I will do that. Thank you, Chuk, for being over here. Not a good day for me because I didn't find it, not even a single winning trade over here. Of course, there was two winning bull setup, but I was bearish. My bias was wrong over here. It was a bullish market. Previous day high is taken. According to the manipulation logic, it should fall right now. I don't know it will fall or not. But again, I'm not bullish as long as this market is not going to close above that world. I mean, minus 1.5 standard deviation or going to clear that sell side liquid. I'm only bearish. So thank you so much, guys, for being over here. See you next time. Until then, cheers, guys. Please don't forget to push the like button before leaving the stream.